Have you ever wondered whether traveling after 70 is truly a wise decision? Retirement can be the perfect time to explore the world, to see breathtaking places you never had the chance to visit before. But behind the promise of unforgettable adventures, there are risks that many don't realize until they're facing them firsthand. A sudden health emergency could turn your dream vacation into a desperate race for medical help. A single financial mistake could cost you thousands of dollars with no way to recover your losses. One poorly planned itinerary could leave you feeling exhausted instead of refreshed. But don't worry, in this video, we'll reveal 5 major reasons why traveling after 70 can be riskier than you think. More importantly, at the very end, we'll uncover one hidden risk that most people never consider. Yet it's the very thing that costs travelers their money, time, and health. So is traveling in your 70s still a smart decision? Or are there things you need to rethink before packing your bags? Let's find out right now. The health risks in medical emergencies. When a dream vacation turns into a race against time. Have you ever considered that a relaxing vacation could suddenly turn into a desperate race against time? All because of an unexpected health issue? As we age, our bodies no longer respond as swiftly as they once did. A condition that seems manageable at home can quickly spiral into a serious emergency when you're in an unfamiliar place. At home, a simple phone call can connect you to your trusted doctor in minutes. But when traveling, things aren't that simple. In a foreign country, emergency medical care can cost thousands of dollars per visit, and even finding the right hospital can be a daunting challenge. If you're in the middle of the ocean on a cruise ship or exploring a remote destination, getting medical attention in time could be even more difficult. Take the story of Peter, a passionate 73-year-old traveler who had always loved long voyages. Without hesitation, he booked a 2-week cruise, eager to explore new horizons. But on the 5th day at sea, he suddenly felt an intense chest pain. The ship's medical team did what they could, but with limited facilities, all they could do was keep him stable and wait for the ship to reach the nearest port. Hours passed in uncertainty, and by the time Peter finally reached a hospital, he required an emergency surgery. Fortunately, he survived, but the medical expenses that followed were devastating. His insurance didn't fully cover the costs, leaving him with a crippling bill of tens of thousands of dollars. So how can you avoid such a nightmare? If you're considering traveling, be proactive, not reactive. Get a full health checkup before your trip. Know your risks and ensure you're fit to travel. Pack all essential medications. Running out of necessary prescriptions in a foreign country can be a serious problem. Research the healthcare system at your destination. Know where the nearest hospitals are and what kind of medical care is available. Always have a backup plan. In medical emergencies, being prepared can mean the difference between a smooth trip and a devastating ordeal. Because when it comes to your health, the best travel companion is preparation. 2. Increased risk of infections and illness. The hidden danger no one talks about. Have you ever wondered why so many people return from long trips feeling under the weather, catching a cold, battling stomach issues, or in some cases, ending up in the hospital? When we're young, a mild fever or an upset stomach is nothing more than a minor inconvenience. But after 70, the immune system weakens, making it much harder for the body to fight off infections. A simple exposure to unfamiliar bacteria or viruses can quickly turn into a serious health crisis. Travel environments aren't as clean as you might think. Imagine sitting on a long-haul flight for hours, breathing in recirculated air filled with germs from hundreds of passengers, or dining at a charming local restaurant, unaware that the food is prepared with unfamiliar ingredients that your digestive system isn't accustomed to. Even something as innocent as a cold, refreshing drink on a hot afternoon could contain bacteria your body isn't equipped to handle. Take the story of Helen, a 76-year-old woman who had always dreamed of visiting South America. She planned everything carefully, excited to immerse herself in the culture and cuisine. But on her second night, she decided to try a famous street food dish at a bustling night market. Within hours, she was struck by severe stomach cramps, high fever, and dehydration. By the time she reached the hospital, doctors confirmed she had contracted a bacterial infection from undercooked food. Instead of exploring breathtaking landscapes, she spent days confined to a hospital bed, struggling to recover from what was supposed to be a delightful culinary experience. So how can you protect yourself from these hidden risks? If you're planning to travel, take these precautions seriously. Drink only bottled or filtered water. Even tap water in developed countries may contain bacteria unfamiliar to your system. Avoid raw or undercooked food. Stick to thoroughly cooked meals, especially when dining in unfamiliar places. Wash your hands frequently or carry hand sanitizer to minimize exposure to germs. Limit close contact in crowded areas such as airports, subways, or public transport, places where viruses thrive. These small but essential habits can help ensure that your journey remains a joyful experience, not a health nightmare. Because at the end of the day, no destination is worth sacrificing your well-being. 3. Fatigue and slow recovery. When travel becomes a test of endurance. Have you ever returned from a trip feeling so drained that it took days, even weeks, to fully recover? In our younger years, a good night's sleep was all it took to bounce back from long flights, busy schedules, and late-night adventures. But after 70, things change. The body no longer adapts as easily to sudden disruptions like jet lag, packed itineraries, and restless nights in unfamiliar hotels. Imagine boarding a 10-hour flight, confined to a cramped seat, unable to stretch your legs properly. By the time you land, instead of getting a day to rest and adjust, your itinerary demands immediate sightseeing. The next few days, walking miles to explore new destinations, each step feeling heavier than the last. What was once an exciting journey begins to feel like a physical challenge rather than a joyful escape. Take the story of Martin, a 75-year-old travel enthusiast. He and his wife had always dreamed of exploring Europe, so they meticulously planned a 2-week trip. But the reality was far from what they expected. After the long-haul flight, Martin struggled with sleepless nights due to jet lag. The packed schedule left no room for proper rest, and by the 4th day, exhaustion took over. His body ached, his focus faded, and the excitement he once had was replaced with a desperate wish to go home. By the time the trip ended, instead of feeling fulfilled, he spent nearly a month recovering from the sheer physical toll of his journey. So how can you prevent this from happening? If you're over 70 and still eager to travel, plan wisely. Avoid overloading your itinerary. Always include rest days so your body has time to recover. Break up long flights. If possible, choose routes with layovers to allow movement and reduce fatigue. Stay hydrated and maintain proper nutrition. Dehydration can worsen fatigue, cause dizziness, and make you feel even more drained. Listen to your body. If you're feeling exhausted, slow down. Don't push yourself just to stick to the schedule. Travel is meant to be enjoyed, not endured. With the right planning, you can make sure your trip is a rewarding experience, not something you spend weeks recovering from. Increased risk of falls and injuries. A single misstep, a lifetime of consequences. Have you ever considered that one wrong step could alter your entire trip, or even affect your life long after your vacation ends? When we're young, a stumble might mean a brief moment of pain before getting back up. But after 70, bones become more fragile, reflexes slow down, and a minor fall can lead to serious injuries, sometimes even the loss of mobility and independence. Many popular travel destinations aren't designed with seniors in mind. Picture the charming cobblestone streets of Europe, beautiful but uneven and slippery when wet. Imagine climbing the stairs of a historic landmark with no handrails, or walking across the sleek, polished floors of a cruise ship during rough seas. One moment of imbalance, and you could be facing an emergency in a foreign country where access to medical care isn't always immediate or affordable. Take the story of Margaret, a 78-year-old woman with a passion for travel. She had always dreamed of visiting Italy, and when she finally set foot in Rome, she was eager to explore its ancient beauty. But one evening, as she carefully stepped down a set of stone stairs worn smooth over centuries, she lost her footing and fell hard. The diagnosis? A fractured hip. Instead of enjoying her once-in-a-lifetime trip, she was rushed to a hospital, forced to undergo an unexpected surgery in a country far from home. Her vacation ended abruptly, but the true impact lingered. Months of painful recovery and rehabilitation, long after returning home. So how can you protect yourself from such risks while still enjoying travel? Here are a few essential precautions. Choose the right footwear. A sturdy, slip-resistant pair of shoes with proper support can greatly improve balance and stability. Avoid risky terrain. If a path looks too steep, uneven, or slippery, don't take the risk. It's not worth it. Use mobility aids if necessary. A walking stick or cane can provide extra support when navigating tricky surfaces. Always have an emergency plan. Know where the nearest medical facilities are and ensure you have travel insurance that covers injuries abroad. No destination is worth sacrificing your safety. Travel smart, stay cautious, and make sure your adventure is one filled with joy, not regret. 5. Financial risks in travel insurance. When one small mistake costs you a fortune, have you ever considered that one wrong decision could turn a dream vacation into a financial nightmare? For many senior travelers, planning a trip isn't just about picking the perfect destination or booking flights. It also means preparing for unexpected financial pitfalls that could arise along the way. Many people assume that their regular health insurance will cover them anywhere they go. But the reality? Most standard insurance plans don't extend to international medical expenses. That means if you fall ill or get injured abroad, you could be facing tens of thousands of dollars in hospital bills. And if the worst-case scenario happens, a medical evacuation back home, the costs could be even more staggering. But financial risks go beyond just medical expenses. Imagine arriving at your dream destination, excited to check into your hotel, only to discover that it doesn't exist. That's exactly what happened to Daniel, a 74-year-old avid traveler. He found a fantastic hotel deal on a lesser-known website and quickly made a reservation. But when he arrived, he realized he had been scammed. The money was gone, and he had no place to stay. Forced to book a last-minute hotel at double the price, his entire travel budget was thrown into chaos. So how can you protect yourself from financial disasters while traveling? Here are some key precautions. Review your insurance coverage carefully. If your regular health plan doesn't cover overseas treatment, invest in comprehensive travel insurance to avoid surprise medical bills. Book accommodations through reputable platforms. If a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. Always check reviews and use well-known booking sites. Limit carrying large amounts of cash. Opt for secure payment methods like credit cards or digital wallets to reduce the risk of theft or loss. Stay alert to scams. Overpriced taxi fares, fake tour guides, and credit card fraud are just a few of the many ways tourists, especially seniors, become easy targets. Travel should be about enjoyment, not financial stress. A little caution up front can save you from major regrets later, ensuring that your trip becomes a cherished memory instead of an expensive lesson learned the hard way. After everything we've discussed, you might be wondering, is traveling after 70 truly worth the risk? But the real question isn't about whether the answer is yes or no. It's about whether you have a plan or not. Age isn't a barrier to travel, but it does demand more preparation, more awareness, and more caution. Spontaneous trips, last-minute plans, and high-risk destinations may no longer be the best choices. But that doesn't mean you have to give up on exploring the world. It simply means you need to approach travel differently, smarter, safer, and with a strategy in place. So if you still dream of traveling, here's what you need to do. Prioritize your health. Never underestimate potential medical concerns. Consult your doctor before traveling, ensure you're fit for the journey, and bring all necessary medications. Choose safe and accessible destinations. Instead of physically demanding adventures, look for places with good infrastructure, stable weather, and easy access to medical care. Invest in travel insurance. You don't want to find yourself facing overwhelming medical bills or unexpected financial losses. A comprehensive travel insurance plan will give you peace of mind. Plan smartly. Avoid long-haul flights when possible. Allow time for rest, and always have a backup plan in case things don't go as expected. So, what do you think? Is traveling after 70 too risky? Or does it just require a new approach to ensure a safe and enjoyable experience? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss important content like this. Let's continue to explore the world the smart and safe way.